Gerry, we just played a soundbite of Justin Fields sounding like a guy who knows he's about to lose his starter's job. Is that happening in Pittsburgh, Gerry, do you think?
You know, Rich, I was listening to Justin Fields half hour or so ago when he said that. Yeah, I do think he's going to lose his job. I also think he is being a little hard on himself because, and you've heard me, Rich, in our past conversations, this plot twist isn't forming. It's been brewing for a long time. And the plan since the offseason that the Steelers spent several months discussing how to be better, how to get into the postseason, how to win a playoff game after 7 years of not doing so, how to become a contender again. They felt they needed to upgrade the quarterback position immediately, and the plan was to do so by bringing in Russell Wilson. And that has always been the plan. And now they feel it's time to execute that plan, that he's healthy. And, go way back to when Mike Tomlin said Russell Wilson was in the pole position. Yeah, he was in the pole position the entire time. And it was always going to be this way. All that being said, I'm just a little surprised that he's doing it right now. But they felt there are, deficiencies in their passing game. They didn't want Justin Fields throwing in the middle of the field. He's not allowed to audible. He can check down. He can check out of a play. But, we shall see how this will all play out. But this was all part of their plan that they spent months discussing. And so they weren't going to let 6 weeks change their mind or change their plan.
So picking up a couple of strands that you had right there, Gerry, that what Russell Wilson can do is something that Justin Fields has not been able to do. And that's their philosophy. That's their thought, that his neck up ability, his totality of his resume, to use the phrase that Mike Tomlin used, is going to allow this offense to do more because he is a veteran who's been able to play in a certain way that Fields cannot. Am I picking up on that, Gerry?
I think that's exactly right, Rich. Now, is that going to happen Sunday night against the Jets immediately? Well, I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to guess probably not. Let's face it, Russell Wilson's played only 6 series in the preseason, just 1 in the final preseason game. So I would imagine there's a certain amount of rust that he has to knock off. But again, if this is what they feel they need to do, and this was their plan all along, then let's get it rolling. Also, I think what it does to Rich, it helps them identify, and this isn't at the top of the checklist, but it helps them identify what they have at wide receiver. They know what they have at George Pickens, but they have very little else. And so, I learned this a long time ago, and I'm sure you know this, Rich. Great receivers don't make an average quarterback better, but great quarterbacks make average receivers better. And I think having Russell Wilson will allow them to determine what do they have at wide receiver other than George Pickens. We know they've danced with the idea of a number 2 receiver, Brandon Ayuk. They inquired about Devontae Adams, even though they knew he was only going to go with either Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr. They were going to bring in Mike Williams before the Jets gave him a 1-year, $15 million offer before he can ever get to Pittsburgh. But I think this allows them now with a quarterback to see, okay, yeah, we are lacking at that position, and maybe we need to do something before the trade deadline.
Gerry Dulac here on The Rich Eisen Show. Catch The Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.